Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is Tha Grifta, and you are hitting the mark. Welcome, welcome. Well, I just wanted to start this episode off. This is episode 1, and I just wanted you guys to know how excited I am. I am super, super duper excited, okay? Because this is like something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. But I've been procrastinating, and I've been in a stage where I'm stuck researching and trying to learn and better myself, and it's been just too damn long. I haven't put action to anything. I feel like I've soaked up 10 years worth of knowledge and I haven't applied it. So I'm getting off my lazy ass and I'm putting it to action, and I'm attempting to do something that everybody told me that I can't do, or I shouldn't do, or it can't be done, or you're gonna fail. This is all I hear, and everybody says I shouldn't do it, but I'm doing it anyway because the way I am, I'm a very open-minded person. I can talk about just about anything. Okay, so that's why it was probably hard for me to actually launch the podcast, because I was unsure of the niche or the route that I should take and the topics that I should talk about, because I'm so rounded. Like I could talk to you about politics, aliens, conspiracy theories. Let's debate on flat earth. Let's talk about music. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about entrepreneurship. Let's talk about law of attraction. Let's talk about religion. Let's talk about spirituality. I want to talk about it all. Like I don't want to hold myself in some sort of box where I can't express myself to be who I am, because that's what I'm seeking. I'm seeking a platform to where I can express myself and be myself 100%. No holding back. This is just me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up doing 3 podcasts, definitely 2, but it may be 3, but 2 for sure, because I feel like 1, I want to keep towards music, towards my passion. Okay, that's ultimately, I want to keep that one by itself, so I can get in my zone and resonate on that. That one's going to be mixed with a little bit of entrepreneurship grind. How did these particular rappers get to where they are? So that podcast I will be launching, and that one's going to be called The Underground MC. Okay, now that one is going to be more interview based, where I'm going to be bringing people onto my show, picking their brain and trying to educate y'all, so y'all can step y'all's game up, so you can get an understanding of the business better and be able to take strides in your career and actually see progress, get paid for it. See how these dudes is doing it, dudes or women, whoever. And I'm not even limiting myself to rappers either. I'm opening it up to musicians, music, so I'll talk to whoever. Country, you a bluegrass, I'll talk to you too, because it's all about the independent music scene and how an independent artist can eventually get to the point of making a living with their music, so that I want to keep that podcast separate, because it is a passion of mine. Now, what this podcast is going to be, hitting the mark, this is my podcast for me to express myself with no limitations. And so without further ado, this first episode, I want to kind of introduce myself, get you guys familiar with who I am and the goals that I got and where I'm trying to go. And really, I want to answer the number one question that people ask me all the time. It's about my name. What does it mean? What's Tha Grifta? That's weird. What does it mean? And why did you pick that name? Because some people know what it means, and then they're confused. Like, why in the world would you choose that name? Of all names in the world, why would you choose that name? Well, to be honest, it's a pretty damn good story. So, peep this. Back in 2000, I was 14, going on 15, and me and four other guys, my best friends, we decided we were going to get together and we were going to make a rap group. And we called ourselves the Unusual Suspects. And it was a play on the Usual Suspects, the movie with Kevin Spacey. But what made us unique is that everyone in the group was from a different race. We were from different ethnic backgrounds and different cultural backgrounds, So you had me, I was white. You had Pac, he was black. Sosa was Puerto Rican. DJ Lou was Dominican. And John was Korean and white. So it was like a melting pot of artists in one group. It was great, and hip hop is what kind of like united us together. So it was just dope. But my mom, okay, let me paint the picture a little bit. My mom, she hated rap music, but she seen how interested and how much I loved it, so she supported me. She went out and bought. I remember it was the Magic Music Maker, like 3 or something like that. It was the Magic Music Maker. So we were able to make beats on that, record music on that. She bought the microphone. She even bought me that Avery CD label kit, that old one. They used to have them paper labels that you can print in your printer and then put it on this little press, and you put your CD down on it, and then you can press the label onto the CD. And I mean, she did whatever she could to support my dream, even though she didn't want no parts of it, right? Now, during that time, I was, at the very beginning of my music career, I went by the name of Con Artist, okay? Now, shortly thereafter we started rapping, I come to the realization that there is a member in the group D12 that goes by that same name. Spelling was slightly different, but it was still the same name. And I tell you what, man, I was devastated. Like, as a kid, I was sitting there thinking that everything was done. Like, it was it. I will never have a rap career, because if I tried to rap, this dude was going to sue me for everything, and I ain't got shit. I don't know what I was thinking. I was stupid, okay? So I kind of voiced my frustrations and my anxiety to my mom. And she kind of laughed and said, "Sit down. I need to show you something." I said, "Okay." So she puts on this movie called The Sting with Robert Redford. And in this movie, Robert Redford was a con man who would go from city to city, and he'd set up these fake horse racing betting thing. So he would kind of like make the city, the people in the little small town, he would make them think that he's like a genius with these horse races. Like, he knows how to call the races. Like, he's winning all this money. Of course, it was like setup money. He came with the money, and he was making it seem like he was winning all these bets. So what he did, like, throughout the week, he'd be there winning, stacking, and he'd be blowing money throughout the town like he's the big shot. So all these 1%ers around town, all these rich folk around town are looking at him like, who the hell is this guy? So they want to know who he is. They find out, oh man, this dude's hitting it big on the horse races, because he's got some sort of like inside knowledge. So they eventually fall for the scam and end up putting up a shit ton of money to bet on his races, and he made sure that he gave them the wrong bet and they were going to lose. So he scammed them out the money, and and they called them dudes in the movie grifters. How they would just travel, go from city to city and just scam. So when I heard that name, grifters, I was like, the grifter. Wow, it just hit me. It was so, like, I just knew that was the name. That was the name I was going to go by. And, fast forward to 2007, my mother passes away. So in those 5 years, I had really built a name for myself. I've been out there doing shows, open mics, and putting music online, and just really going forward with that name. And people liked it. People got attached. That's who I became. People, that's how they know me, is grifter, And after she passed away, it was like one of those things that was set in stone. Like, I knew until the day I'm in a coffin, that's what I'm going to go by, is the grifter. You know, that's what people are going to know me as, especially when I step out there as a content creator and I'm putting myself out there, my life on the line. That's who I'm going out there as. Because, to be honest, like, the whole reason why I even wanted the name con artist or something along those lines was I was one of those super nice guys. You know, that nice guy that everybody takes advantage of. All the women walk across. I'm the doormat, you know, try to appease and satisfy everybody, you know. So I took music as that release, that one way that I'd be able to, you know, be aggressive or be nasty, be angry, be mean, be vicious, you know, and not have to hurt nobody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like a way for me to express myself the negative ways without having to direct it towards people and you know, make myself look negative in their eyes. You know, that's not something I want to do in life. You know, I feel like my integrity is very important. You know, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I became the grifter and why I will forever be the grifter. Now, whether I, you know, make it famous or get it to where, you know, where my name goes viral and a shit ton of people know me, to me that doesn't matter. You know, I'm just at that point in my life where I'm tired of being tired, and I know that's a cliche, but, you know, my tired is fed up. Like, I'm unhappy with my situation. I'm uncontent. I'm not content with where I am. I know I can do better. I want to do better. I'm not doing better. So I'm angry. I'm mad. You know, I want to stop that bullshit. So I'm holding my feet to the fire, and I'm getting on here, and I'm going to express myself and get everything that's inside of my mind out. Because I don't want to be like my mom and die with a soul full of regret. This is the Grifter, and you are hitting the mark. Tune in to the next episode. It can be pretty interesting. I think we're going to start digging into some deeper topics. And I got a nice little lineup for you. Oh yeah, for the Underground MC podcast, when it comes to the music, just give me a little bit of time, and I'll launch that one here shortly. But in the meantime, just stay tuned, and you're gonna hear a lot more from me. And I hope you guys enjoy. I hope the thoughts and philosophies of life that I bring to the table will give you value. And if it does, feel free to share this and share it with your family, your friends, because I feel like I'm going to make an impact, regardless if I want to make one or not. Because the stuff that I talk about, I don't really hear too many people or a lot of people talking about. And if they are talking about it, I think I'm bringing a unique perspective to the table. And hopefully you guys appreciate that and want to stay committed and tuned in and listen. So I'm going to try to drop these things every day. So that's why I'm limiting myself to, 15, 20 minutes of talking, because this podcast is going to be a solo podcast. It's going to be me kind of doing my own thing, speaking throughout the entire podcast. Now, like I said, the Underground MC podcast is going to be more interview-based, where it's going to be more interactive, more vibrant, more people involved, which is cool. I'm looking forward to that. But that one's going to be more revolved around my business. It's going to be more used to elevate my position in the marketplace. Not saying that this one isn't, because, when it comes to podcasts, you can still monetize and you can still get paid. But that's not my goal with this one. My goal with this one is to stop being unsatisfied, because I constantly feel like there's something I need to say, there's something I need to talk about, there's something I should be doing, and I feel inadequate because I'm not doing nothing. So that's what this is. That's what this is. This is my life, to bring it to the table so I can commit to myself to doing this, you know? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Check me out on the next episode. It'll be coming soon. Signing out. It's the Grifter. Love you guys.